Hello everyone, in today's class we are going to do the setup of our environment. So we are going to install the tools that will be required for our course. So let's start. So first thing we are going to install is ASDF. So that's basically a tool for you to manage different versions of our tools. So Java, by other tools I mean Java, Gradle, Maven, Scala, for example, and other different tools like you also other languages, Python, Ruby, etc., etc. So I have been using also SDK man. That's also an option which you can use. It's pretty fine. It's pretty good. Uh, but it's mostly JVM is mostly SDK man is mostly based on the JVM and use like mostly JVM tools. And the nice of SDF is that it's a bit like more generic, so it supports different kind of tools. Like for example, it has like a plugin mechanism, plugin architecture, which you can extend and use for different types of tools. For example, you have like ASDF, kubectl, so you can have different versions of kubectl, or you can install it everything from one single place. So if you want to install a database or like it's pretty much simple. Most probably you find a plugin for ASDF. That's why I'm going to recommend it. Also, for example, you may use Node.js or something like that, and the SDF covers up everything. So that's what I'm going to suggest, but it's also your choice. Here, just I will add the links on the description of the video, so it's easy for you. But you basically have to install it. As soon as you install it, let's take a look on how to use it. So ESDF, you have some commands. So the most important commands from my point of view, which you're going to need is first, as soon as you install it, you're going to say, hey, ESDF list all Java. So it will show all the versions you may have. It's a lot. So let's say, for example, grab OpenJDK. So it has some versions from OpenJDK 11, blah blah blah, add OpenJDK and OpenJDK. So let's say, for example, you want to install, I don't know, let's say from OpenJDK we have the version 22. Then I'm going to have ASDF list, not the list, but install Java OpenJDK 22. It's already installed. So how do I know if it's already installed? I will do list Java. Then we show everything that I have installed, right? And then if I want to also, like, I can for sure do like a Java version, right? But if I want to do this through SDF, I can do current Java and it will show everything. I can also see where Java is being installed. So here, where Java. What else? Important thing, you can also define and do like a global Java, and you define the version that you have. So OpenJDK 22. So if I do now Java -- version, you see the version is 2021, right? So define it. You can do it global or local as well. I'm not quite sure. I think this is going to be true. Like difference between global and local is regarding when you start the application, your OS. But not quite sure, to be honest. I haven't tested it. I haven't been used ASDF for so long. So yeah, but for you, both global or local should work. So if I do work here 22 and I create another terminal, open another terminal, the version is also 22. So anyways, that's basically pretty much what we need from Java. Apart from Java, we also need Docker. So now you don't need to install kubectl. We're not going to be using Kubernetes right now. So you just need to install Docker. So as you probably may be aware of, if you're using Linux, like it's like for everything it's easy to install, but Docker needs to run on Linux itself. So if you're using Mac or Windows, it's going to install like a VM for you, then start Docker from inside the VM and everything. But just for you to understand that when you're working with Linux, you can start a server, like a service to run Docker. When you're using Mac or Windows, you're going to start like some kind of application, which under the hood there's a virtual machine which has Docker and everything. But yeah, just some details, but easy to install anyways. So here you can see that if I go here in Docker, I can see like the dashboard. You see that Docker is running. So how do I know if Docker is running? If you're using, for example, Mac or Windows, you can use the Docker desktop so you can see it. But you can also come here and say, for example, Docker PS, and it shows something where it doesn't show an error, right? So what will happen, for example, if I come here and I close the Docker. So this can happen, for example, if you start Docker and it's not running. So if you try to do a Docker PS, that's not the error I'm waiting. I'm still expecting because it's still shutting down the whole thing. That's the error. So if you have an error like this, like docker.sock is docker daemon running, this basically means that Docker is not running. So if you're on Linux, you do like a service, you have to check the command exactly, but you do like start this Docker service itself. If you're running on Docker or on Mac or Windows, you have to basically go and start Docker application itself, so the Docker desktop, which will boot the VM and everything for you, and then you're going to be able to use it. But yeah, that's it. I think that having Java 21 installed and having Docker installed, we are ready for the course. For sure, you need an IDE for that, so you can go with your choice. I'm going to be using IntelliJ Community, which works pretty fine for what we need. But anyways, that's your choice. If you want to use Eclipse or something or any other thing, or even like an editor, that's your choice. So I think after that we are ready. I hope to see you in the next video. We are going to be talking about like what we're going to build, giving some details about what like the features that we're going to cover on the course, and then the next course we start to implement it. So I hope you liked it. See you in the next class. Bye bye.